Hi everybody, Mr. Foster here. This short video is meant for 8th grade homeroom students advisory at McAuliffe. We are broadcasting to you in your homeroom classes to let you know about our 8th grade National History Day Club. With me I've got Mrs. Allen. She is coming over from Denver School of the Arts. As many of you guys know, DSA has traditionally been a powerhouse for National History Day. And I don't mean to make you blush, but a large part of it is because of you. We are very fortunate to have Mrs. Allen, who has agreed to work with our 8th grade students for our after-school National History Day Club this year. I think I'm just going to leave it at that and let Mrs. Allen talk a little bit about National History Day, yourself, whatever you'd like as far as that goes, and then I'll come back as far as some of the logistics as far as this club goes.
Well, first of all, I will introduce myself to you so you know a little bit more about me. I'm Barbara Allen. I am a retired teacher. In 2013, I retired after 42 years. Those 42 years, in 1989, I was introduced to something called History Day. I was wondering, what was this History Day? But I was told by my principal that I had to do it. So I said, okay. Well, little did I know the road that History Day was going to take me to. And History Day forever changed my teaching. As I saw students who were unmotivated become experts on topics in history, I saw students that were highly motivated just take off, and the sky was not the limit as far as their research and their love for their topic. I think about the times when we had a set lunch period and I would be going to lunch and there'd be kids chasing me down the hall during their lunchtime talking about their History Day topics. So I said, I'm going to go lock myself in my room because this is just a little bit too much. Finally I gave in and it just became open lunch discussion, and we just had a great time. But it forever changed my teaching because I saw what it did to children, the students. I was a middle school teacher, and for many years before that I was an elementary school teacher. But I really needed a tool to really hook these middle schoolers that I was going to be teaching. That tool was History Day. I have never seen anything like it. And immediately at Horace Mann Middle School, it started with just a few kids, but those few students were very successful. And over the years, it grew, and we just were the largest club. We even beat the choir. The largest club at Horace Mann Middle School over in Northwest Denver. I saw what it was doing out to these students, and so I started my own recruiting. And I went to Hamilton Place and Smiley and other schools and talked to their teachers so they could get involved in History Day, because I didn't want it to just be limited to my students. I wanted each and every student to have this. A highlight was in 2003 when students that were once at Baker Middle School came back to me as a high school team, and they did a performance on the Sand Creek Massacre where they just did all this research, and they were eventually asked by the Cheyenne to be a part of their walk. But they just fell in love with it, and they won first place in the nation. And when they performed at the national competition, there wasn't a dry eye in the place. These kids did it. And these were kids that many people had written off. And yet, History Day was their saving grace. I'd also tell you the other thing of why I continue to love History Day. I love the medals, but that's not the big story. The story is Peter, an 8th grade special needs student at DSA, who was an excellent violinist. And he wanted to be in the History Day class because he just wanted to hang with the group. Okay? We got him involved. We found this violinist that had been a Holocaust survivor. And once he got out of the Holocaust and became an American, he never touched his violin again because he was forced to play his violin in front of the Nazis. Peter did this wonderful performance using his violin. And that year, Stephen did not even, Peter did not even make the runoffs. But what he did is, it did so much for him. You could see him walk differently, talk differently, and he became a winner to his peers. Wow, that was just wonderful. Peter came to visit us over at DSA in 2012, and he said that was a life-changing experience. When students come back and say that, that is when you know the program works. The medal is always nice, but it's the experience. Then you have Maddie Rita, outstanding student at DSA. Just seems like she just needed something else. She started out with History Day. Boy, she went to nationals 4 times in a row, eventually winning. However, that was not the end of the story. She decided from her History Day experience that she wanted to go into politics. So she applied to be an intern for Senator Stewart Utah, and she was one of the few students in the nation that was selected for internship. She is now at the University of Virginia, where she won a 4-year scholarship. The stories go on and on. So that's what I want to offer you. That's what I want to see. And to me, History Day is a win-win situation. You win by completing this topic. It may not get the medal, but you are now an expert on something. And that is why I truly love History Day, and I am honored to be working with you this year.
Thank you, Mrs. Allen. So the theme for this year, as you guys can see, taking a stand in history. I want you guys to think about a couple of things before deciding to be a part of our 8th grade club. First of all, a lot of you guys already have stuff going on, and I get that, right? So if you're already bombarded with stuff, then maybe History Day is not for you. The commitment is going to be most likely once a week after school. On the occasion, depending on where we're at in the process, it might be once every other week. But that's just to meet with Mrs. Allen and to be kind of checking in with your group. There may be some other times besides that on your own that you'll be expected to be doing some research to kind of take on this project and, like Mrs. Allen said, to become the expert in that topic, right? Some of you guys may have a goal to be able to go on to nationals. This is where the 8th grade club last year is where we had our national group, our first ever national group at McAuliffe International School. So that is an outcome. Yes, that's a possibility. But like Mrs. Allen said, it's more than just that, right? So if you are interested, even if you want to check out, meet Mrs. Allen, see what this is all about, see who else shows up, great. We're going to be meeting on Monday, November 14th in the library after school. So as long as you think it might be something that's interesting to you, as long as you might be interested in the theme of taking a stand in history, we hope to see you guys on November 14th. Mrs. Allen is going to be on board as far as kind of our facilitation, as far as our guide, as far as those people, whether we're lucky to have somebody who's an expert in stage performances. But like she said, if you're interested in a website, a documentary, research paper, exhibit, that's for you as well. She's got an expertise in all of those areas, although her passion is performances. So come on out, Monday, November 14th. We hope to see you there. Thank you, Mrs. Allen, for being a part of this.
You're welcome. Look forward to seeing you on November the 14th.
See you guys.